Prime Minister Narendra Modi to interact with Chief Ministers and LGs of all states and Union Territories coming Tuesday and Wednesday. This will be the Prime Minister's first interaction with Chief Ministers after Unlock 1 was set in motion. Army Chief General Narawane says situation in LAC along India-China border is completely peaceful, and both the armies are engaged in constructive talks, takes part in passing out parade at Indian Military Academy, Dehradun. Delhi's Lieutenant Governor formed 6-member expert committee to advise on steps to be taken to tide over the worsening COVID-19 crisis. The move comes after Supreme Court yesterday criticized the Delhi government for mismanagement in treating corona patients in hospitals. Security forces gunned down 2 terrorists in ongoing encounter in Kulgam of J&K. Security forces cordoned off the area in order to flush out remaining terrorists. And active COVID-19 cases in the country stand at around 1,45,000 with 1,54,000 recovered cases. Again overtake active cases. Globally, active cases cross 7 million. Lockdown in parts of Chinese capital Beijing with fresh cases reported in several areas. Hello and welcome to this edition of the news. I'm Rukma and our top story. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will hold a fresh round of consultations with Chief Ministers next week. PM Modi will hold video conferencing with Chief Ministers on June 16th and 17th. The 2-day virtual meet comes against the backdrop of rising number of coronavirus cases in the country. This will be the Prime Minister's first meeting with Chief Ministers under Unlock 1. Several relaxations have been made for public and businesses to ensure that economic activities hit by the lockdown gather momentum. States have been divided in 2 slots for the 2-day virtual meet. Home Minister Amit Shah spoke with all Chief Ministers over telephone in the last week of May, just before the lockdown 4 was to end. India's COVID-19 tally breached the 3 lakh mark on Saturday with a record single-day spike of 11,458 infections, while the death toll has rose to 8,884 with 386 new fatalities according to the Union Health Ministry. With a COVID-19 case load of 308,993, India is now the 4th worst hit nation by the pandemic. The total number of confirmed cases include foreigners. Of the 386 new deaths reported by the ministry in its data updated at 8 a.m., 129 are in Delhi, 127 in Maharashtra, 30 in Gujarat, 20 in Uttar Pradesh, 18 in Tamil Nadu, 9 each in West Bengal, Telangana and Madhya Pradesh, 7 each in Karnataka and Rajasthan, 6 each in Haryana and Uttarakhand, 4 in Punjab, 2 in Assam, 1 each in Kerala, Jammu and Kashmir and Odisha. The government on Friday allowed certain categories of foreigners, including overseas citizens of India card holders, to enter India amid restrictions on the entry of people from abroad due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Foreign nationals who are minor children, where at least one of their parents is an Indian citizen or an OCI card holder. Foreign nationals married to Indian citizens, foreign nationals who are single, parents of minor children holding Indian passports or OCI cards, students who are foreign nationals where at least one of their parents is an Indian citizen or an OCI card holder, dependent family members of foreign diplomats and official or service passport holding service staff accredited to foreign diplomatic missions, consular offices or accredited international organizations in India. However, these foreign nationals will have to obtain a fresh visa of appropriate category from the Indian missions and posts abroad. Foreign nationals holding a valid long-term multiple entry visa of appropriate category issued by the Indian missions and posts abroad will have to get the visa revalidated from the Indian mission and post concerned. Such foreign nationals will not be permitted to travel to India on the strength of any electronic visa obtained earlier. Consequently, the visa restrictions imposed by the MHA on April 17th and May 5th would not apply to the above-mentioned of foreign nationals. Similarly, travel restrictions imposed on May 7th would not apply to any aircraft or any other vehicle by which the above-mentioned categories of foreign nationals, including OCI cardholders, may travel to India. As the number of coronavirus cases continues to spiral in the national capital, Delhi Lieutenant Governor Anil Baijal on Friday constituted a high-level expert committee which includes ICMR Director General Balram Bhargav to suggest effective steps to deal with the pandemic. The move comes on a day when the Supreme Court termed as horrific the state of affairs in Delhi hospitals, with bodies being stacked next to COVID-19 patients. The Apex Court also said the situation in Delhi is horrendous, horrific and pathetic. A day before, the Delhi High Court had observed that the national capital is heading towards becoming the corona capital of the country. The 6-member panel also includes National Disaster Management Authority members Krishna Vats and Kamal Kishore, Indian Council of Medical Research DG Balram Bhargav, AIIMS Director Randeep Guleria, DGHS Additional DDG Dr. Ravindran and National Centre for Disease Control Director Surjit Kumar Singh. Baijal is the chairman of the Delhi Disaster Management Authority. The development comes 2 days after Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal had met Union Home Minister Amit Shah, and both the leaders discussed the COVID-19 situation in Delhi. The number of infections worldwide is increasing manifold and continuously. According to data from Johns Hopkins, over 76 lakh 20,000 people have been infected and over 4 lakh 24,000 people have lost their lives due to COVID-19 worldwide. While the United States tops with the highest number of infections, over 20 lakh 44,000 and over 1 lakh 14,000 deaths due to COVID-19, Brazil stands second with over 8 lakh 28,000 cases, followed by Russia with 5 lakh 10,000 confirmed cases. India comes at 4th position with over 2 lakh 97,000 confirmed cases, followed by the UK in the 5th position, having over 2 lakh 94,000 confirmed cases of coronavirus. And Chinese health authorities said on Saturday that it had received reports of 11 new confirmed COVID-19 cases on the Chinese mainland on Friday, of which 6 were domestically transmitted and 5 were imported. All of the domestically transmitted cases were reported in Beijing, the National Health Commission said in its daily report. No deaths related to the disease were reported Friday, and 2 people were discharged from hospital after recovery, according to the Commission. According to the Commission, 3,197 close contacts were still under medical observation after 635 people were discharged from medical observation on Friday, and 7 new asymptomatic cases, including 5 imported from overseas, were reported on the mainland. No asymptomatic cases were recategorized as confirmed cases. A total of 13 asymptomatic cases, 2 from overseas, were discharged from medical observation. The WHO has said that the vaccines for new coronavirus should be made available as a global public good to ensure everyone has fair access to any life-saving products that are developed. Director General of the organization, Tedros Ghebreyesus, at a press conference said that any vaccine being a global public good should be promoted and leaders should make a political commitment. Chinese health authorities said on Saturday that it had received reports of 11 new confirmed COVID-19 cases on the Chinese mainland on Friday, of which 6 were domestically transmitted and 5 were imported. All of the domestically transmitted cases were reported in Beijing. The National Health Commission said in its daily report, no deaths, it said, related to the disease were reported Friday, and 2 people were discharged from hospital after recovery, according to it. According to the Commission, further 3,197 close contacts were still under medical observation after 635 people were discharged from observation on Friday, and 7 new asymptomatic cases, including 5 imported from overseas, were reported on the mainland. No asymptomatic cases were recategorized as confirmed cases. A total of 13 asymptomatic cases, 2 from overseas, were discharged from medical observation. And back home, 2 militants were killed in an ongoing gunfight with security forces in Nipora area of South Kashmir's Kulgam district this morning. However, the identity of the slain militants is yet to be ascertained. Earlier, according to reports, a joint team of police, Army's 19RR and CRPF launched a cordon and search operation in Nipora as a joint team approached the suspected spot. The hiding militants fired upon them, and then it was retaliated to by the joint team, triggering an encounter. And Army Chief General Manoj Mukund Narwane reviewed the passing out parade of 423 officers at the Indian Military Academy in Dehradun this morning. In all, 423 officer cadets took part in the parade, including 333 Indians and 90 foreign cadets. Due to corona crisis, the ceremony is low-key this time, with parents of the cadets not invited.
It is not the end, but the beginning. As you step across the Antim Pag and enter the portals of Chetwood, remember what lies ahead of you is the Pehla Kadam of your life as a commissioned officer of the Indian Army. It is a proud and momentous occasion for the entire nation that 333 gentlemen cadets are joining our glorious army today. I also take this opportunity to convey my felicitations to the 90 gentlemen cadets from friendly foreign countries for successfully completing your training. I am certain that you will do your countries proud.
General Narwane also said that the army does not discriminate on the basis of caste, creed or religion.
Rise above petty considerations of caste, creed, religion and gender. The army does not discriminate. Your Jawans will know your names. You not only have to know their names, but also their hopes, their dreams and their fears. Let not the passion for your career overshadow your compassion for your men, for it is they who will follow you to battle. When the going gets tough and all seems lost, it is the spirit of your men that will give you the courage you need. No one wins on their own. Teams win battles. If you win the trust and affection of your troops, they will win battles for you.
The Army Chief also said that the nation will prosper only if she is safeguarded from external and internal enemies.
In these difficult times, the safety, honor and welfare of our country depends on your abilities as military leaders. You have the trust of the people of India, and to live up to their expectations, you have to strive hard. You have the challenging task of containing external threats as well as defanging disruptive forces attempting to destabilize our nation from within. Only when our nation is safeguarded from external as well as internal threats will we prosper and be able to secure for our citizens the core values enshrined in the preamble to our Constitution.
The Army Chief further said that the entire situation along our borders with China is under control, and India is having a series of talks which started with Corps Commander level talks. And this has been followed up with meetings.
The entire situation along our borders with China is under control. We are having a series of talks which started with the Corps Commander level talks on the 6th of this month. This has been followed up by a number of meetings at the local level between commanders of equivalent ranks, and as a result of this, a lot of disengagement has taken place, and we are hopeful that through this continued dialogue that we are having, all perceived differences that we have will be set to rest. As I said right at the beginning, everything is under control. Both sides are disengaging in a phased manner. We have started from the north, from the area of the Galwan River, where a lot of disengagement has happened. It has been a very fruitful dialogue that we have had.
In other news, the government of Myanmar has decided to scrutinize the Muse-Mandalay railway project connecting Mandalay with the capital city of Yunnan province in China. Speaking about the decision, the government, Myanmar Railways managing director said that a Swiss company will review the feasibility study of the railway project submitted by the China Railway Eryuan Engineering Group, CREEG. According to the report, the Swiss company will check the detail of the feasibility study, including route details and alignments. It will also look if the cost projection by the Chinese company is justified. Uba Mint said that Myanmar has no plan to implement the project if it is bad for the country. The 430-kilometer long railway project is a key component of the China-Myanmar Economic Corridor, which is part of the Belt and Road Initiative for creation of infrastructure spanning the Asia-Pacific region. The $8.9 billion project seeks to connect Kyauk Phyu in western Myanmar's Rakhine state with Kunming via Muse in Shan state through a high-speed railway connection. There has been criticism from locals about the influx of Chinese nationals, environmental and other implications of the project like displacement and water resources depletion. The new normal in this pandemic has various challenges, especially for young school-going children, but there are ways to take them on. Online counseling is one of the best ways out. Vishal Baristo brings us this report from Jaipur about how it's all happening. Take a look.
Due to over-dependence on gadgets, there are a lot of behavioral changes in the child, and that is causing a lot of problems in the family. We have with us a child psychologist. Let's talk to her and find out how is it affecting the family and what is the way out. Mrs. Kaul, what are the challenges before the parent and the child?
The foremost challenges are getting used to adjusting person to the using gadgets for the study purpose. Moreover, children are getting frustrations, depression, anxiety, fatigue, all these because they are continuously on the gadgets. Energy is not being channelized properly because they are stuck up at home. So these are the main problems children are facing right now.
And is it also affecting the parent and child relationship?
Definitely it is affecting the parent and child relationship, as when there is frustration, depression, anger, so relationship gets a tangle.
So what is the way out?
The best way out is positivity. Right now we all need to maintain a positive atmosphere, think positive, spend maximum quality time when all the family members are there, not on mobile and gadgets. We should play more of board games, have interactive sessions, then they can do yoga, walk, something so that they have channelize their energy in a positive way.
One last question. The issue is maximum in which age group?
Maximum age group, the children from toddlers till the age of 12 are facing because their energy is not getting channelized. Other age groups are facing different types of problem. They have their way out. But small children who are not allowed to go out, they are stuck up inside, they are the most frustrated and they cannot even express themselves.
So there you hear the parent and the child, you all need to stick together, fight out the situation, be a happy family, spend a lot of quality time. Vishal Baristu, DD India, Jaipur.
And following Prime Minister Narendra Modi's appeal to buy and endorse local products, the Khadi and Village Industries Commission is working at a fast pace to prepare khadi masks, gamchas and food items. Here's a report. MSME Ministry's Khadi and Village Industries Commission has units across the country. One such unit is operational in Prime Minister Modi's parliamentary constituency, Varanasi's Sevapuri district. Mahatma Gandhi started the revolution in Varanasi from Sevapuri itself. The Khadi unit here is providing opportunities to local women to spin thread on solar charkhas and making fabric out of it, thereby ensuring them employment. While women in the unit are preparing indigenous gamchas, those in and around Sevapuri are sewing at home and preparing khadi masks to earn a living.
इस संस्था में हमारे बहुत सारी एक्टिविटीज़ चलती हैं जिसमें खादी से सोलर से उत्पादन संबंधित जो हमारे चरखे और लूम चल रहे हैं ये यहाँ पर इसका मेजर उत्पादन हो रहा है। हमारा खादी जो विभाग है यहाँ की जो बनी हुई उत्पाद हैं चाहे वो कपड़े हों या ग्रामोद्योग की वस्तुएं हैं उनको 40% तक हम लोग मिलिट्री कैंटीन में उपलब्ध कराएंगे। इसके अलावा हमारी जो बगल में एक संस्था है कृषक विकास खादी ग्रामोद्योग संस्था सेवापुरी में ही इन्होंने HAL और NCL का 20,000 गमछे का ऑर्डर उनको मिला है और वो सप्लाई करने जा रहे हैं।
The Khadi and Village Industries Commission is not only providing employment to women, it is also making efforts to effectively contribute towards Prime Minister's dream of Swadeshi. With Bureau Inputs, Harikesh Singh Bahadur's report, DD India. A new momentum to reforms in the agriculture sector has happened due to amendments made in the Essential Commodities Act by the central government by way of an ordinance. In times of COVID-19, when agricultural production is plenty, but due to the consumers not getting supply, farmers are facing losses. Over 6-decade-long old Essential Commodities Act has been amended and all hurdles have been removed. The farmers, entrepreneurs and traders dealing in agro products are all happy with the amended ordinance. We tell you more in this report. After the new ordinance got the President's nod, farmers across the country are happy that now they will be able to sell their produce anywhere. Food grains, pulses and onions as well as other food items have been removed from the ambit of regulation. Thereby, all sorts of restrictions on the buying and selling of crops have been removed.
नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने किसानों के लिए जो नीति बनाए, इससे एक देश एक बाजार हो गया। आज हम लोग किसानों को अपना उत्पाद बेचने के लिए कहीं भी छूट है।
We spoke to some farmers from Patna district and tried to gauge their reaction.
जो सरकार ने योजना बनाई है इस योजना से हम लोग बहुत खुश हैं, संतुष्ट हैं। मैं प्रधानमंत्री को धन्यवाद देता हूं।
Durganand, a farmer from Madhubani who came to sell pulses at the Patna Mandi, is happy at the fact that now he has the freedom to go to the place where he will get a good price to sell his produce.
पहले जो भी मसूर रहता था वो अपने अढ़किया के थ्रू अढ़किया के पास दरभंगा में ही बेच दिया करता था, लेकिन जब से माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने घोषणा की है कि अब देश के किसी भी कोने में कोई भी किसान जाके अपना माल बेच सकता है, तब से मैंने पटना आके श्री ब्रजेश कुमार की जो मिलर है उनके पास मैं अपना माल बेच रहा हूँ।
Brajesh Kumar, a minister at the Bihar State Food Grain Traders Association, is also the owner of a pulses mill. He says that Bihar has enough labor force and if foreign investment happens, this will be beneficial for both agriculture and commerce.
प्रधानमंत्री ने केंद्रीय सरकार ने जो वन इंडिया, वन फार्मर, वन सेलर, वन बायर का जो नियम अभी जो लागू किया है वो किसान के हित में अत्यधिक फायदेमंद है तथा कंज्यूमर के हित में भी अत्यधिक फायदेमंद है।
Indeed, the changes made by the centre to the old Essential Commodities Act by way of an ordinance will go a long way towards changing the face of agriculture throughout the country, and our farmers will get a good price for their produce. With inputs from Patna Bureau, News Night Desk, DD India. And during these times, as we battle the COVID-19 pandemic, many of us complain about insomnia due to stress. Yoga guru Acharya Pratishtha gives us yoga tips to overcome this problem. Take a look.
नमस्ते, मैं हूं आचार्य प्रतिष्ठा। कन्फाइनमेंट, लॉकडाउन बहुत सारे बदलाव हमारे जीवन में लेकर के आया और एक बहुत बड़ा बदलाव ये आया कि आपकी दिनचर्या अस्त व्यस्त हो गई। और दिनचर्या अस्त व्यस्त होने से न तो सोने का कोई समय फिक्स रहा और ना ही जगने का, जिसके कारण इंसोम्निया या अनिद्रा की स्थिति से बहुत सारे लोग जूझ रहे हैं। कारण कुछ भी हो, यानी समस्या कुछ भी हो, समाधान निश्चित रूप से योग में छिपा है। मैं आपको बताऊंगी ऐसी आसान सी योग की क्रियाएं जिनका नियमित अभ्यास करके आप अनिद्रा की स्थिति से बाहर आ सकते हैं। आप साउंड स्लीप ले सकते हैं, क्योंकि चैन की नींद पाने के लिए ही तो हम सारे तामझाम जीवन के करते हैं। कौन सी हैं ये आसान सी योग की क्रियाएं, आइए जानते हैं। बिस्तर के पास ही मैट बिछा करके हार्ड सरफेस पर बैठें, अपने हाथों को ज्ञान मुद्रा में ले लें और क्रॉस लेग्ड पोजीशन में बैठ करके आंखें बंद कर लें। गहरा श्वास लेना, फिर से गहरा श्वास लेना, दोबारा इसे रिपीट करना। इस प्रकार से इसे 13 बार 13 टाइम्स तक आप रिपीट करेंगे और फिर धीरे से आंखें खोल देंगे। फिर आप अपने बिस्तर पर लेट जाएंगे और बिस्तर पर लेट करके करेंगे भ्रामरी प्राणायाम का अभ्यास। यूं तो लेट करके प्राणायाम करने का प्रावधान नहीं है, लेकिन खास तौर पर इंसोम्निया में हम ऐसा करेंगे। अपने कानों को बंद कर लेंगे, गहरा श्वास नाक से लेना और नाक से ही सांस छोड़ते समय भ्रमर गुंजन करना। होंठ बंद रहेंगे। फिर से गहरा श्वास लें और इसे रिपीट करें। आप 6 से 7 बार इसे रिपीट करें और फिर यहीं पर आंख बंद करके सो जाएं। ध्यान रखें कि जो क्रियाएं हमने आपको बताई हैं वो क्रियाएं आपका लास्ट इम्प्रेशन ऑन योर ब्रेन होना चाहिए। दैट शुड बी द लास्ट इम्प्रेशन ऑन योर ब्रेन। यानी कि अगर आप अपना टाइम फिक्स करते हैं कि लेट्स से मुझे 10 बजे सो जाना है, तो 9 बजे के बाद स्क्रीन लेस हो जाइए। हम बार बार इस बात को कहते हैं। सोने से 1 घंटा पहले स्क्रीन का यूजेज बंद कर दीजिए, चाहे वो टेलीविजन की स्क्रीन है, चाहे वो मोबाइल की स्क्रीन है, चाहे वो लैपटॉप या कंप्यूटर की स्क्रीन है। हम स्क्रीन पर काम करते करते बिस्तर में जाते हैं और उन्हीं विचारों को लेकर के सो जाते हैं, जिसके कारण हमें अच्छी नींद या साउंड स्लीप नहीं आती है। इन क्रियाओं का अभ्यास अंत में करें। इन क्रियाओं के बाद आपको किसी से बात नहीं करनी है, आपको सीधे सीधे सो जाना है। और अगर भ्रामरी के बाद भी आपको नींद नहीं आती तो बस आप लेट करके जिस भी धर्म, जिस भी पंथ को आप मानते हैं उसका कोई भी एक मंत्र ले लीजिए, प्रेफरेबली गायत्री मंत्र, और उसका निरंतर जाप करते रहें। जाप योग का एक अभिन्न अंग है। ये हमारे मन को शांत करता है, हमारी मेमोरी को बढ़ाता है, विजडम को बढ़ाता है। जाप करते रहें, करते करते आपको नींद आ जाएगी। हमारा ये कार्यक्रम देखते रहें, योगी बने, उपयोगी बने।
And that's all we have for you in this edition of the news. News and updates continue on DD News and DD India. Namaskar.